Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. The reason you're stuck isn't because you're unlucky or because the world is against you. It's because you got too comfortable, and comfort feels like success at first. You're not stressed, you're not struggling, things feel okay, but deep down you know you're not moving. That's the trap. Comfort isn't peace, it's quiet defeat. It tells you to rest when you should rise. It tells you to slow down when you should be speeding up. And the worst part, it doesn't even feel like a problem until it's too late. You think you're choosing safety. You think you're being smart by not taking the risk, by staying where it feels familiar. But comfort is sneaky. It convinces you that you're doing just fine while it's quietly tearing apart your potential. It keeps you sitting still while the world moves forward without you. That's how comfort works. It doesn't hit you all at once. It breaks you down piece by piece. One missed opportunity here, one delayed goal there, until eventually you don't even recognize who you were supposed to become. And here's the truth, just one more day can ruin your whole life. One more day of playing it safe. One more day of not trying. One more day of waiting for the right time. How many days have you already said that? How many mornings have you opened your eyes and told yourself you'll start tomorrow? But tomorrow never comes for the comfortable, it only comes for the brave. While you're sitting in that warm, soft place called comfort, someone else is out there grinding, building, growing. Every one more day you take is a day they get ahead. Comfort tells you that you're okay, but okay is the enemy of great. It's a lie that sounds like kindness, but acts like poison. It numbs your drive, it dulls your passion. You don't notice it at first because it doesn't hurt. But that's exactly the problem. Real growth stings, real change burns, but comfort, it's smooth, it's silent, and that silence kills dreams. It keeps you calm while it buries the fire in you. Every excuse you make in comfort is just another nail in the coffin of your dream. I'll do it when I feel ready. I'm just too busy right now. I'm not sure if it's the right time. These excuses sound smart, they sound reasonable, but they're not. They're your comfort zone doing its job, protecting you from the hard work, protecting you from failure, but also protecting you from progress. That's the cost of every excuse. You're not just buying more time, you're selling your dream for it. Comfort has one goal: to keep you still, to keep you safe. But safe doesn't build anything. Safe doesn't create change. Safe doesn't get you the life you actually want. So if you feel stuck, it's not because you're broken, it's because you've been living in the silent trap of comfort for too long. And now it's time to break out. Time to stop confusing comfort with peace. Time to stop mistaking stillness for success. Time to stop delaying your future one day at a time. Because every excuse, every delay, every big "I'll start tomorrow" is putting your dream deeper into the ground. And you're the only one who can dig it back up. Every time you take the easy way out, something valuable is lost. It might not feel like it in the moment. You tell yourself you'll try later. You tell yourself it's not a big deal. But that easy choice, it's not harmless. It's costing you time. It's costing you progress. It's costing you the life you say you want. And most people don't even realize how much they've given away until it's too late. They look back and wonder why nothing changed. But the truth is, every step they didn't take was a brick in the wall that blocked their future. Let me tell you something, comfort will always offer you a shortcut. It'll say you don't have to try today, you've earned a break, just relax. And because it feels good in the moment, you listen. But comfort doesn't just whisper, it takes over. One day you're skipping the hard thing, and the next you're stuck in a cycle you can't break. What started as a choice becomes a habit. What felt like control turns into something that controls you. Comfort slowly makes you forget what it feels like to fight for more. You tell yourself you're being smart. You say, "I'm not lazy, I'm just being careful. I don't want to rush." But sometimes that's just fear talking in a calm voice. Fear doesn't always look like panic. Sometimes it sounds responsible. It sounds logical, but it keeps you stuck just the same. Playing it safe isn't always wisdom. Sometimes it's fear pretending to be a plan. And fear is clever. It knows how to make you sit still while you feel like you're moving. But you're not. You're circling the same thoughts, the same doubts, the same empty plans. And it's killing your progress without making a sound. You don't lose your dream all at once. You lose it in small pieces. A day without effort. A missed opportunity. A goal pushed to next week, then next month. Small choices add up. Over time, they build the version of you that's far from the one you imagined. And the problem is, by the time you feel the damage, it's already deep. The cost of small, safe choices isn't always clear right away. But in the long run, they're what kill your future. Not the big failures, not the hard falls, but the quiet moments where you chose not to show up. You are either moving forward, or you're standing still while life moves without you. There's no middle ground. You're either building your dream or letting it die slowly. Playing it safe won't protect you from pain. It just gives you a different kind of pain. The kind that comes with wondering, what if I had tried? And that question will haunt you longer than any failure ever could. It's better to fail chasing what matters than to succeed at staying small. Because the longer you wait, the deeper you bury what could have been. and dreams don't dig themselves out. You either build them brick by brick, or you bury them with every easy choice you make. Most people avoid discomfort like it's a disease. They run from it, hide from it, complain about it. But what they don't realize is that discomfort isn't the enemy, it's the door. It's the sign that you're entering the place where real growth begins. If everything feels easy, then you're not moving forward, you're standing still. Comfort feels nice, but it doesn't change you. Discomfort might sting, but it shapes you. You have to stop seeing pain as punishment. It's not. Pain is often proof that you're doing something different, something new, something that stretches you. And that stretch, that's where change happens. The people who grow are the ones who step into what most people avoid. They feel the fear, they feel the pressure, and they step forward anyway. That's where everything starts to shift. Let me tell you something. Growth hurts because it's killing the weaker version of you, the one that gives up too easily, the one that runs back to comfort the second things get hard. When you grow, you're breaking patterns, you're breaking limits, and breaking anything, especially old versions of yourself, hurts. But that pain, that's progress in disguise. If it's uncomfortable, that's the sign it's working. That means you're on the edge of something new. Think about muscle. It only grows when it's pushed past what it's used to. It tears before it rebuilds stronger. And your mindset works the same way. You don't build strength by staying the same, you build it by resisting the urge to quit, by showing up when it's easier not to, by doing the work when nobody's watching. The struggle you feel is your mental muscle getting stronger. That's not weakness, that's growth in real time. When you start new habits, it feels wrong at first. It feels awkward, it feels slow. That's normal. Your mind is wired for what's familiar, even if familiar is holding you back. So when you step into something better, your brain fights it. But just because it feels wrong doesn't mean it is. That feeling is the friction of change. That's the sign that you're building a new path. The more you repeat it, the more natural it becomes. What feels heavy now will feel light later. If you keep going, every single day you have a choice. Stretch or shrink. Push forward or fall back. Do what's hard now or suffer later. There's no neutral. You're either building something or letting it break down. The person who grows is the one who chooses stretch. Over and over again. Even when it's hard. Even when it's not fun. Even when it doesn't show results right away. Because deep down, they know the pain now leads to power later. You have two options. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, or stay exactly where you are. It's that simple. Growth doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It doesn't care if you feel ready. You'll never feel fully ready. You just have to move. You have to choose progress over ease, every time. Because if you don't, comfort will trap you. And comfort doesn't warn you. It just keeps you still, until you forget you were ever meant to move. Your comfort zone feels safe, but it's a coffin, a soft one you built yourself. Every time you say maybe later, you add another nail. Every time you avoid the hard thing, you dig it deeper. You're not just delaying progress, you're burying your future. And the scariest part, you're the one holding the shovel. Nobody else is doing it for you. You're either digging your dream out or you're digging it under. You choose. You don't rise in the easy moments. You rise in the moments that test you. When everything in you says quit, but something stronger says go. That's where the shift happens. Not when it's smooth, but when it's stormy. Not when it's fun, but when it's frustrating. That's when real strength shows up. That's when you realize what you're made of. Pain builds people. Pressure builds power. And discomfort. That's the fire that forges everything great. You just have to stay in it long enough to become something new. Fear is quiet. It doesn't yell. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It shows up in the background, disguised as something harmless. It says things like take your time, or maybe later, or play it safe. And the worst part is you believe it, because it doesn't feel like fear. It feels like protection. It feels like comfort. But really it's a trap. You're not standing still because you're lazy. You're standing still because fear has you convinced that moving forward is dangerous, that it's better to stay where you are than to risk falling. But let me tell you the truth. Standing still is falling. Slowly, quietly, but it's still falling. You're not stuck because you lack talent or time. You're stuck because of what you're afraid people will say. You're afraid of looking like a beginner. You're afraid of messing up in front of others. You're afraid of being judged, of failing, of embarrassing yourself. So you keep your dreams in your head instead of bringing them into the world. But fear of judgment will steal more from you than failure ever will. At least failure teaches. At least failure moves you forward. Judgment just freezes you. It holds you back without giving you anything in return. You keep saying you're waiting for the right moment, waiting for a better plan. But if we're being honest, you're not waiting, you're avoiding. That's not patience. That's fear with a polite name. You dress it up like you're being smart, like you're taking your time, but all you're doing is delaying. And delay is a slow killer. You're not preparing, you're protecting yourself from the feeling of discomfort. But protection won't get you anywhere. It just gives fear more power. And the more you delay, the heavier your dream becomes. Perfection is one of fear's favorite weapons. It convinces you that unless it's flawless, it's not worth starting. Unless it's perfect, it's not ready. So you overthink, you overplan, you tell yourself you just need more time. But perfection is a lie. It doesn't exist, and chasing it keeps you stuck. What you're really doing is using it as a shield. As long as you aim for perfect, you never have to risk real effort. You never have to face rejection, but you also never get anywhere. The need to be perfect is what keeps you paralyzed while others pass you. You'll never feel fully ready, not for the big things, not for the changes that matter. That moment where everything feels clear, where every fear disappears. It doesn't come, but you don't need that moment. What you need is to move anyway. Readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. And once you decide, everything changes. Because brave isn't about being fearless. Brave is about doing it scared. Brave is about standing in the storm and walking forward anyway. Courage isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It doesn't need attention. Courage shows up in quiet choices. Waking up early when you don't feel like it. Speaking up when your voice shakes. Starting something new when no one claps. That's courage. It's not about being loud. It's about being consistent. It's about doing the thing even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it's hard. Even when you're afraid. Courage is quiet, but it moves mountains. One small step at a time. Fear isn't going to disappear. It's not going to suddenly vanish one day. It'll always be there, but that doesn't mean it has to leave. You can feel fear and still move. You can hear it whisper and still walk the other way. You're not waiting for fear to go away. You're learning to move with it. Fear will ride with you, but you don't have to let it drive. You don't have to let it decide. You get to choose what voice you follow. And when you start choosing courage, even in small ways, fear begins to shrink. It doesn't leave, but it loses power. And that's when you begin to rise. The first step to escape the graveyard of comfort is to get honest about what's keeping you there. And it always starts with habits, not the big obvious ones, but the small daily patterns that seem harmless. Scrolling for hours, hitting snooze, saying just 5 more minutes. These habits don't look dangerous, but they are. They don't make noise. They don't cause chaos. They just quietly keep you stuck. They numb you. They make you forget that you once had energy, drive, and a dream you wanted to chase. If you don't name them, you can't fight them, and if you don't fight them, they will win. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's not how change works. You don't need a perfect plan. You need to start small, but serious. You need to wake up with a mindset that says, today matters. You do one thing that stretches you, one thing that pushes you past where you stopped yesterday. It could be 10 minutes of focused work, a real workout, a hard conversation you've been avoiding. What matters is that you begin with fire, not fear. Don't crawl into the day, attack it. You don't grow by waiting for the right mood. You grow by moving even when it's uncomfortable. If you want to rise, you need pressure. Pressure makes you move. Comfort won't push you. It'll let you rot in place. So create pressure that forces progress. Put yourself around people who are climbing. Get around energy that challenges you to do more, not less. Don't hang with those who celebrate the bare minimum. Surround yourself with those who make you feel like you're falling behind, because that feeling will make you climb. Join a group, get a coach, set deadlines that matter. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Let pressure replace comfort. That's how things shift. Comfort loves to hand you rewards that feel good in the moment but leave you empty after. Another show, another scroll, another cheat day. These rewards numb you. They give you a quick fix and steal your focus. Replace them. Give yourself rewards that actually fuel you. Earn real rest. Earn joy through hard work. Replace the snack with a walk. Replace the scroll with a book. Replace the distraction with something that reminds you you're alive. You don't need more comfort. You need more fire. More wins. More progress that actually matters. Deadlines matter. You need a time limit, not just an idea of someday. Real change needs a finish line and real pressure to cross it. So set a date, then move like your life depends on it, because it does. Treat the deadline like your dream is on the line, because it is. Stop moving like time is unlimited. It's not. Give yourself a goal, then show up for it like your name is attached to it. And if you miss it, treat that like failure. Feel it, learn from it, then go harder next time. But don't keep giving yourself extensions. Deadlines without urgency are just daydreams. Fear is part of every day. But the people who grow are the ones who face it every single day. They don't wait for fear to leave. They face it anyway. You want a better life? Then face one fear a day. Speak up, show up, try the thing that scares you. Each day, do one thing that makes you uncomfortable on purpose. That fear you keep avoiding, that's the gate to everything you want. Every fear you overcome is a win. Stack those wins one by one, day by day. That's how you build strength. That's how you build a new life. Look around. Your environment is either helping you grow or making you rot. Your space matters. Your circle matters. The sounds, the words, the energy you let in, it all shapes you. If your environment is pulling you down, change it. If your space is cluttered, clean it. If your circle is negative, leave it. Don't wait for it to get better. Make it better. You don't rise in a place that feeds your weakness. You rise in a place that fuels your greatness. Create an environment that forces you to level up, one that pushes you, not pampers you. You can't live a new life with the same old patterns. If you want real change, you have to change the system you live in every day. That means changing your habits, your time, your energy, your focus. Build a new pattern that makes success automatic. Wake up earlier, move with purpose, cut out what drains you. Double down on what builds you. Build a pattern that makes greatness your default setting. Because if you don't change your pattern, you'll just repeat the past. And you can't afford to keep living the same year over and over again, calling it progress. The life you want starts when the pattern changes. Not someday, today. Let's get one thing clear. Your life is not controlled by luck or talent or chance. It's controlled by mindset. The way you think shapes everything. Your mindset is the remote control of your destiny, and every single day you're either pressing play on progress or pause on purpose. Your thoughts lead your actions, and your actions lead your life. If you keep thinking small, you will keep living small. If you keep thinking like a victim, you will keep living like one. You don't need a new life. You need a new mindset. That's where everything starts. And the good news is, you can change it. You've spent enough time trying to survive, trying to just get by. But surviving is not living. You weren't born to barely make it. You were born to build, to rise, to lead. It's time to stop acting like life is happening to you and start realizing that you have power. The world doesn't owe you safety, but it will open up for the one who dares to fight. That fight starts in your head. Stop thinking about how to survive. Start thinking about how to dominate. Stop playing not to lose, and start playing to win. Some people live on autopilot their whole lives. Same thoughts, same habits, same results. They wake up, go through the motions, and call it life. But you were not made to drift. You were made to drive. It's time to take the wheel. Time to stop letting your feelings steer your day. Stop letting your doubts decide what happens next. You have control, but only if you take it. Taking control doesn't mean everything becomes easy. It means everything becomes possible. You can't keep waking up and waiting for motivation to kick in. It's on you now. Drive yourself forward. Direct your focus. Decide who you're going to become, and then act like it. Life will throw problems at you. You don't get to skip the pain, but you do get to choose what to do with it. You can let the obstacle bury you, or you can use it as fuel. Some people break when things go wrong. Others rise because of it. The only difference is how they think. Winners don't ask for easy. They ask for strength. They don't run from pain. They grow through it. That problem in front of you, it's not there to destroy you. It's there to wake you up. It's asking, what are you really made of? Answer it with action. With focus, with fire. Stop chasing results you can't control. Start showing up for the process that builds results. Focus on the work, not the reward. Too many people quit because they didn't see fast results. But the truth is, progress hides in the quiet days. The days where no one claps. The days where it's just you and the grind. That's where the real ones are built. Stop looking for outside praise. Learn to love the work. Learn to love the struggle. Because if you can love the process, the outcome will take care of itself. But if you only show up when it's easy, you'll never make it past the hard parts. And that's where the growth lives. Discipline is no longer optional. It's survival. It's your new form of self-respect. Because if you don't respect your time, your energy, your body, your goals, nobody else will. You can't build anything meaningful with weak habits. You can't rise when you keep falling for the same temptations. Discipline means doing the right thing, even when nobody is watching. Especially when nobody is watching. It means showing up even when you're tired. Saying no when it's easier to say yes. The strongest people don't rely on hype. They rely on habits. Discipline is how you prove to yourself that you're serious about the life you say you want. You are not stuck with the person you were last year, or last month, or even yesterday. Your identity isn't fixed. It's forged. It's built every day with every choice you make. You're not born with fire. You build it in the struggle, in the discomfort, in the hard days that force you to grow. So stop telling yourself that's just who I am. No, that's who you were. Who you are is up to you. Every time you show up when it's hard, you're shaping a new version of yourself. Every time you say no to the old habits and yes to the hard work, you're changing the future. And no one can take that from you. You're not soft. You've just been too comfortable for too long. and comfort makes you forget how powerful you are. You've got strength in you that hasn't even been touched yet. You've got levels you haven't reached because you've been playing it safe. But now is the time to wake it up. You've tried comfort, you've tried easy, and you know where it got you. Nowhere. It's time to choose pressure, choose focus, choose purpose. Because the life you want doesn't live inside your comfort zone. It lives on the other side of effort, the other side of pain, the other side of discipline. That's where the warrior version of you is waiting. Go meet them. Your dream isn't gone. You didn't lose it. You didn't misplace it. You just stopped digging. You buried it under routine, under fear, under comfort. You told yourself it wasn't the right time. You convinced yourself you weren't ready, but deep down you never stopped thinking about it. You never stopped feeling it tug at you. That's the thing about a real dream. It doesn't die. It just waits. And now it's waiting for you to remember why it mattered. Waiting for you to stop pretending you're okay with average. Waiting for you to dig it back up and breathe life into it again. If you keep choosing what's easy, you're going to bury everything that matters. Every time you say not today, you bury the version of you that could have made it happen. Every time you choose comfort over courage, you cover up the life you were built for. And you might not feel it now, but one day you will. One day you'll look back and see all the things you could have done if you had just pushed a little harder. And that feeling, that quiet, heavy regret, hits harder than any failure ever could. If it matters to you, stop burying it. Start fighting for it. Time doesn't wait. It doesn't slow down just because you're unsure. It doesn't stop because you're afraid. Whether you move or not, the clock is still ticking. And every second that passes is one you don't get back. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. Too many people live like they have forever. And then one day they realize they don't. The truth is, time isn't the problem. It's how you're using it. You don't need more time. You need more fight. You need to use the time you already have like it means something. Because it does. Comfort is not peace. Don't confuse the two. Peace is earned. Peace comes from progress, from pushing through, from knowing you gave your best. Comfort is quiet. It's still. But underneath that stillness is regret. Underneath that stillness is a voice that whispers, you were meant for more. And that voice doesn't go away. It lingers. It haunts. Because deep down, you know the truth. You've been playing small. You've been hiding behind comfort and calling it peace. But real peace only comes when you stop hiding, when you rise, when you do the thing you know you've been avoiding. Now close your eyes and picture what's waiting on the other side of your discomfort. A better body, a stronger mind, a life with purpose, a version of you that isn't afraid anymore, a version that walks with confidence because they've earned it. That version of you is already possible. It's not a fantasy, it's real, but it lives on the other side of hard work, of discipline, of discomfort. You don't get to that version by sitting still. You get there by moving through the pain, by pushing through the doubt, by choosing discomfort over delay, again and again. This is the moment you take it back. Everything you thought you lost, everything you gave up on, everything you thought was out of reach. This is the moment you stop making peace with less. Stop accepting the bare minimum. Stop letting life happen to you. You were never meant to fade into the background. You were meant to rise, to fight, to lead. But none of that happens until you decide to take your power back. That decision starts now. It starts with one step, one change, one refusal to quit. This is your moment. Grab it before it passes. Fight like everything you want is on the line. Because it is. Your time, your purpose, your future. It's all waiting on what you do today, not tomorrow, not next month, today. This is the fight that matters most. Not the one out there, but the one in your mind. The one between your dream and your doubts, between who you are and who you were meant to become. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be in the fight. You need to show up and swing every day, no matter how you feel, no matter what went wrong yesterday. Just keep swinging. Stop mourning what you never fought for. Stop crying over a dream you never chased. Stop acting like it's too late when you never even tried your hardest. If you really want it, prove it. Not with words, not with promises, with action, with effort, with pain, with sweat. That's how dreams are built. Not through hope, but through hard work. Not through waiting, but through war. You're not weak. You're not lost. You're not broken. You've just been quiet for too long. It's time to fight for what you believe in. Fight like your future depends on it, because it does. This is the day you stop mourning and you start moving. Start fighting. Start digging that dream back up and building it with everything you've got.